What time is it? Game time! Boo!
What up, YouTube? It's dangerous to go alone. Take this! It's your boys, Detroit Love, PDubs Arcade Loft, MichaelB the Game Genie, and Restalgia with another episode of the Super GameRoom Dudes. Friday night just got live.
Ladies and gentlemen, buckle your jorts. Detroit Love is back. The Super GameRoom Dudes are here. It is Friday. Welcome to the Funhouse. And MichaelB the Game Genie, is it me or was that a Legend of Zelda quote that Detroit Love just threw at us?
That is correct. Good job, Carl. It's nice to see you back, brother. Brings a smile to my face.
Oh, the full team is finally here. Restalgia, are you excited everyone's here?
I am stoked. Carl is the reason I showed up today. So he carries the show week after week. And anyone who's been watching the show since he's not been in knows how quickly the show spirals without him. So
yeah, he's the glue that holds this stuff back together. You know what I mean? Whenever I'm having an anxiety attack behind the scenes, Carl's the one that tells me to shut up, man up. And all that kinds of stuff. Carl, you want to tell people where you've been the last couple of weeks, man? The floor is yours. We miss you, man. I'm going to shut up. Carl, you have the mic. Go ahead, baby. Tell us all about your life.
Man, I've not seen an arcade in weeks, but summertime here in Detroit, man, we got a real short season. So I've been enjoying it. We've been camping, me and the family out. I got a spades champion, a tournament champion trophy. I got a cornhole trophy. Just been living it up, man. My mom's in town this weekend. We got a family reunion on Sunday. So I'm looking forward to enjoying the rest of this weekend. But it wouldn't be Friday night if I wasn't with you fellas here. I'm glad to be back.
Oh yeah, we are so hyped that Carl has made it back to the Super GameRoom Dudes podcast show. So we got a big show for you tonight. Well, not so big, but big enough. Like I tell my wife, it's big enough. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be talking about all kinds of stuff in the world of retro gaming. Hope you guys got your seatbelts buckled, your jorts tight on tight. And Detroit Love is in the place of honor tonight because it's his big return. I'm going to stay over here riding in Chewbacca's seat over here. All right, guys. I think we should kick off this show here, talk a little bit about AtGames. We got to talk about all your favorite arcade companies. I'll give you guys 3 seconds to lower the volume on your phones because I still haven't fixed this 6 months later. All right, my dude. So is AtGames giving us the ultimate updates? What is going on with AtGames this week? MichaelB, tell us, man. Tell us.
AtGames officially announced some Dr. Seuss tables are coming to the AtGames ecosystem. This was a big rumor in the background for a long time, and we didn't know if it was going to happen, not going to happen. And then out of nowhere, they just made the announcement. And like at exactly the same time, they told their influencer team. So it's not like anybody had any time to get ready. Of course, PDubs was the first to get out there and put the news out there. So it's cool. People seem excited. There's more tables coming out. People seem excited. It's Dr. Seuss. That'll do well with the kids. I'm going to be pissed off if they don't make a hop on pop table. And yeah.
Restalgia, what do you think about this? And guys, give us your feedback in the live chat. What do you think about the IP partnership announced between AtGames and the Dr. Seuss Corporation? That they're going to be creating original pinball tables. We're looking at a minimum of 8 tables expected to be released later this year around November, December holiday season. They're not going to come out on National Owners Day. They will be released at the end of the year. Keep that in mind, guys. Don't walk into National Owners Day, which is 1 month away this Labor Day weekend. National Owners Day for AtGames is usually a fun event for them. The tables aren't coming out then. These tables are coming out in November, December timing. Let us know what you think about this partnership. And while you guys are putting that in a live chat, I want to hear from Restalgia and Carl. What do you guys think about this partnership, man?
I think it's great. Honestly, I can't think. Well, there's tons of IP that we could have seen from AtGames, but I really can't think of a better group of IP that can appeal to so many different people. So, I mean, there's not. Mike's gonna laugh and chirp away all he wants, but he knows I'm right. There is not a parent in the room that has not sat down with their kids and read a Dr. Seuss book. It is a great set of IP to be able to like enjoy it with the family. And honestly, the thought of like a dope Cat in the Hat pinball table, pretty sweet. Or a Green Eggs and Ham, like all that stuff could just be. There's so much creativity that can go into it. I'm really hoping that they bring it with these tables because they could be really awesome.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at on it. It's going to come down to the gameplay. I mean, you can put any character in the game. Is it going to be the laggy games, or is it going to be like Zaccaria and be more realistic? What are we going to get? Is it going to have all these crazy characters bouncing around? It's going to be real authentic, or is it going to be more modern? So I have no idea. This is the first I'm hearing of this, but who cannot relate to the Cat in the Hat and the Dr. Seuss?
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see what they do with that.
The Dr. Seuss books have been around for forever. They're a huge recognizable franchise. Obviously, they bring a lot of credit and credibility to what AtGames are doing here, but it comes down to, are they going to be any good? Let's face it, the Taito releases from AtGames last time, they were okay. There was some fun tables, but they weren't exactly the best. Magic Pixel did them. They had pretty good physics, but the tables were very, very basic. And honestly, Space Invaders, Operation Wolf, and Bubble Bobble were horrendous. Those campaign tables, I would not like to play them at all. As long as the pinball is good, they actually do something good with the pinball and do something interesting, I'll be really excited. It didn't matter what the IP was. It could be garbage rolling up the street. As long as the pinball is actually good, that's good. It can't be what we got from the Taito tables. That wasn't good.
Yeah, I actually agree with Mike on this, that if they're going with this IP, there's so much opportunity here because of the way that even just the books are written. Everything, as you go page by page, compounds onto the previous page, which could translate really well for pinball because you could have these different stages that you're working towards, and you can create all these complex layer after layer after layer, and you could almost create an experience similar to what like independent table creators are doing for VPX and Future Pinball, where it's complex and interesting, and it's not just the simple Taito style tables that we've seen. I think they really, really need to just pull their socks up and bring us something complex and strong and advanced for everything that they release.
I like how you threw socks in there, Fox and socks. I like how you threw that in there. You know what's funny is I made a video about this announcement because I make videos about stuff that I find interesting, right? When AtGames shared the news with me, I thought, well, this is interesting. Sometimes a small percentage controversial due to the Dr. Seuss brand getting some negative heat in the past couple of years over, content that was made eons ago. But, when you look at this, and we're going to try and stay away from the politics of it, I believe, and guys in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, I've been doing just a little bit of research on this, not in-depth research, but I believe the books that some people find offensive are not the books included in this list, if I recall. So if I'm wrong, let me know in the live chat, but from what little research I've done, the books that people have found offensive, I don't think are in this list. Let me know if I'm wrong. But when you take a look at the list of content they got coming out, Dr. Seuss's ABC, Fox and Socks, Green Eggs and Ham, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Oh, the Places You'll Go, One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish, and of course the Cat in the Hat. I got to be honest, in my opinion, and I said this in the video I did earlier this week, I think the Grinch Stole Christmas is the most exciting thing on this list. Like, can you imagine a Christmas themed Grinch table? You know what I mean? And hopefully they have some of the sound effects from the cartoon we all grew up with. Part of me thinks we're not going to get like the original music, you know what I mean? Because they didn't give us the original music to the Taito arcade games, right? They gave us the custom music, but they gave us the sound effects. So what's interesting is I think that table's got a lot of promise, right? And according to Bill at AtGames, because we probed him, like, Bill, are these going to be a bunch of EM style tables again? Are we going to see a bunch of campaign tables and stuff? Bill said it's too soon for them to give us that information. But he promised us, he said, these games are going to be showing you the next level of what we're doing with virtual pinball.
That's not 100% accurate. What actually happened was PDubs said, these aren't going to just be more EM tables. And then he said, I think you guys will be pretty happy. And then I said, no more campaign tables. They were terrible. And then there was no more communication.
It's not. If they throw like, okay, you got a batch of 8 games, right? So if I have this batch of 8 games, if they gave us one EM table, one campaign table, but then gave us
0 campaign tables.
No. I'm just saying. Let's just say AtGames has a crush on these campaign tables and they want to give us one. If they give us like 6 games that are like in a remake or a more modern style, etc., I think people would be a lot happier than, hey guys, here's a bunch of EM tables and one campaign table again. Obviously,
I think people would be even more happy if they brought us like premium tables for every single title, though.
Yeah,
and I would pay more for that personally. I would pay much more for that because I don't want any of these EM tables. I don't really want any more campaign tables. I don't want to invest in any more of those just because I want to invest in the IP. I want to support them, but I also want to buy games that I'm going to play. And I'm not really interested in supporting something that I'm not going to actually enjoy or want to share with my daughter or show my friends when they come over into the house. Like, I'm really hoping that we see some high quality, I don't want to say deluxe style games, but that's really what we need to see for every single title.
Yeah, so I'm really vibing with Restalgia tonight. And I think he's laying down some good info. And I will tell you that I think what AtGames need to realize is if they're going to put out pinball tables, the budget can't be $38. I mean, they've got to put the money to developing the pinball tables.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge opportunity. I have my modified Toy Shock still, and I still hadn't got the AtGames modified, so I still have this, the stock games there. But the reality is of the pinball, even though I have hundreds of games on that Toy Shock mod, I only play a handful of them. I play the games that I really love to play, and like Rosal was saying, they got to give us something that make you want to walk up to that cabinet and play the games. And in reality today, we don't really have that, and so they can't just keep giving us the same old. They got to give us something that makes them want to play that. Go ahead, MichaelB. I thought you like I was back, but
no, there's a comment I want to respond to really quickly, Carl. I'm sorry. Can you bring up the comment there by Killer Penguins on screen?
People are tired of reskins.
I love Killer Penguins. Works for AtGames, so I don't know if that plays into his comment. But Killer Penguins people are tired of reskins. If AtGames came out and said, hey, we're making Stern tables, no one would say, I'm tired of reskins. Everybody would say, hey, good job, AtGames. So, I mean, the people are tired of reskins comment doesn't make any sense. It doesn't track. Real pinball tables would be amazing.
All right, look, now, I give you guys my honest opinions, right? Now, some people, from what I saw, I put this on Facebook, I put this on YouTube, and I got to tell you, man, I read all the comments on all my social media posts as well as my YouTube video about this, and I got to tell you, usually whenever an announcement is made like this, I usually see 3 people like it, 7 people hate it, right? In this case, guys, I'm just looking at the comments on my videos as well as the comments in our live chat here tonight. It looked to be about a 70-30 split. It seemed like people were overall in favor of AtGames giving us more pinball games, and they find that this IP is interesting. I mean, if Zen Studios can release a goddamn My Little Pony pinball table, I think AtGames and Magic Pixel can put out a Dr. Seuss table. You know what I mean? Well, and by the way, My Little Pony, Restalgia's favorite virtual pinball game. Isn't that right, Mike?
It's the best. The best.
Yeah,
but speaking on that, Mike, sorry, I'm going to jump in here really quickly. Speaking on that, I saw a lot of comments where people are like, I don't want to play a Dr. Seuss pinball. And they're like, that's for kids. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Jersey Jack Pinball literally just released a Toy Story pinball machine that everyone loves.
Yeah.
And you would think, okay, Toy Story is a kid's franchise. But no, it doesn't matter because it gets you back into connecting with the franchise. It's something you can share with the younger generation to keep them engaged. Because realistically, if all they're going to do is cater to the older generation of pinball users, pinball's going to die. So they need to bring in a younger user base. And this is exactly how you do it.
Yeah, Restalgia, you really need to stop gatekeeping pinball. That's really not appropriate.
I'm sorry, man.
Sorry. I do want to apologize because our buddy Killer Penguins actually corrected me in the chat. He doesn't mean reskin real tables. He means reskins because unfortunately that's what we felt. A lot of those Taito games they were just reskins of the same games over and over again, especially the campaign tables. So I apologize, Killer Penguins. And I do agree with Restalgia on this too. I mean, kid stuff is actually perfect for pinball. It's bright, it's colorful, it's stupid. And honestly, guys, all those things are amazing, coupled with amazing pinball physics. You don't want a dark and dingy table with very few lights. You want it to be bright and blowing your eyes out. So I think Dr. Seuss, My Little Pony, all that stuff is amazing. And that's the kind of shit I can also then justify to my wife, be like, hey, I'm going to buy this $10,000 pinball table, but you know what? My daughter's going to love it.
Can I just ask a question really quick? And this is just, I was thinking about it. Obviously, we know Dr. Seuss. We know certain titles. They've already confirmed Cat in the Hat. They've confirmed How the Grinch Stole Christmas. They've confirmed One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish. Do you think within their licensing agreement that it's at all possible that they may have gotten the license also to like the live action stuff? Do you think like that would happen? Or do you think it's strictly going to be the IP to the books? Or maybe like the old movies or something like that. 100% books.
Probably books. But then again, the live action cartoons that they made of those books were pretty on point with the artwork in those books, wasn't it?
I think he means the live action movies like
I'm
Jim
talking
Carrey.
with like Jim Carrey and
they're not getting that.
No, dude, that's way too much.
Did you see what the budget was for the Taito tables?
I know. Listen, I don't know.
Stop pretending you don't. Stop pretending you don't work there for the love of God.
Jesus, come on, PDubs.
All right. Let's get off that topic, guys, because we've already spent 15 minutes on it, and we got a lot to talk about tonight. So that's the big news with AtGames. Keep in mind, National Owners Day is less than a month away, Labor Day weekend. We're hoping that at least on Labor Day weekend, we get some surprises. We know their micro pinballs going on sale. We know the BitPixel LCD marquee is going to be shipping in September. Their quad play control deck is going to be shipping in September as well, I believe. So they got new products coming, pre-orders for micro pinball. Who knows if they're going to surprise us? And hopefully we'll see some footage of additional game packs. And also keep this in mind. This is important to remember if people are upset about the Grinch partnership. AtGames did say that this is the first of several partnerships that they are going to announce. So there's a lot of stuff cooking behind the scenes. Hopefully things with AtGames, who've been super quiet all year, will heat back up. Well, hopefully they'll heat back up by the end of this year. But in the meantime, guys, let's pivot over. We got to talk about iArcade. And before we talk about iArcade, we got a nice donation, $2 from David. Miss Pac-Man Legacy arrived today. Bravo, beautiful cab. Is that the black one, sir? The black and pink one?
That's the
Let
one.
us know in the live chat. Happy to hear that. I bet it has a BOE monitor, unlike Mortal Kombat, because they hate Mortal Kombat. Ain't that
Who
right?
hates Mortal Kombat?
Arcade1Up.
Everyone hates Mortal Kombat.
Don't say that. Speaking of Mortal Kombat, MichaelB, the Game Genie, let's put you full screen here. And you did a live stream just the other day, playing Mortal Kombat Live. What happened when you played Mortal Kombat 1 live? What was that experience like? Who did you play?
Oh, it was super humbling. Mortal Kombat 1 is a very simplistic game, but like if you're not like on top of knowing your moves and stuff like that, like it's very hard to win. And it was humbling because I played Console Fanboy first, and he is so good. I felt a little bit good the first time I played him because I managed to stay alive longer than I thought I would. But in the end, like obviously he beat me. And then I got to play PDubs, who PDubs absolutely decimated me. I had no answer for his offense. So PDubs pretty much ran the gambit on me in Mortal Kombat 1. I got a lot of practicing to do if I want to stay in the ring with either him or Zohar, that's for sure.
Yeah, you know why you lost to me in Mortal Kombat 1? Because E Honda's not in that goddamn game. That's why you lost.
What happened? Can I ask you a question though?
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
What happened in Mortal Kombat 2 and 3?
Well, here's the thing. Mortal Kombat 2 is the one that I'm the worst at. Like, I never play it. I don't know shit moves or fatalities in that
arguably
game.
The best of the three.
I know, but I never played. I always played Mortal Kombat 1, and then I would jump to Ultimate MK3. You know what I mean? Like, I never really got that deep into Mortal Kombat 2.
Well, Michael, don't feel too bad. I suck at that game completely. If you want to get some wins in, I'll play you. Then
there you go.
You'll feel good about yourself, because I cannot. When they say finish them, I just go touch them and they fall down.
Yeah, there is a video out there. There is a video out there, P-Dubs, that Zohar put out. I don't know if you've seen it going around social media and stuff. That it's too bad if you can't play it. Maybe I could find it really quickly, showing our match in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, or Mortal Kombat 3, sorry. When P-Dubs rage quit and left, and then wrote in the chat, slide.
Oh, yeah, that's all you were doing. Slide.
But that's not what I was doing. I was winning is what I was doing, and then I ripped you in half.
P-Dubs, if you were any good, you'd be able to block that and
slide. It was annoying. But then again, let's just remember how you got crushed in Mortal Kombat 1, and you got fatality'd 4 times, and you ran away crying. Let's just remember that. Okay,
I didn't. You were the one who left.
Let's get back on track, guys. So we're supposed to be talking about iArcade right now. So iArcade did not release any new games this week. Last week was a big week for them. They released Space Invaders, and they did make the announcement that next week they're going to have what they hope is another big release. They're going to be releasing Space Invaders Infinity Gene, coming out next Friday on the iArcade system. I'm going to play a clip here for you guys. I don't know how loud this one's going to be, so if it's too loud, sorry. It's a very loud, annoying game. Let's just put it that way. Pew, pew, pew. So cover your ears. All right, let's go. So what do you guys think of Space Invaders Infinity Gene? What do you guys think of that? This game came out way back in 2010. So it's 12 years old, but it's still what you might consider newer versus older retro games.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, I want to, Carl, I want to hear from
I just have no idea what I just watched there. It's just...
Space. You know what's funny is that game reminds me of all the Atari Recharge games. It's
that's the first thing that came to mind. The old Atari. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't know what to make of that thing. It just seemed to be all over the place.
It's how to get people to have seizures. This is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have to see it. It looked horrible from what I saw there. I don't want to play that thing at all.
But Carl, do you like the original Space Invaders?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't buy the cabinet. A cabinet that's dedicated. Like the Arcade1Up, cabinet with just on it, with it on it. But I have it on every cabinet I play, and I play it because obviously it's old school, it's OG. You know what I mean? It's old school. Mm-hmm. You gotta have it on the cabinet, but it's not a game that it's like I played Space Invaders until Galaxian came out, and then I got rid of Galaxian as soon as Galaga came out. So but I don't know what I was just watching. My mouth was open the whole time. I'm like, what is this? What is this? Michael, can you explain what I just saw?
I really, really, really wish I didn't drop acid about 5 minutes before watching the trailer.
And what was that thing about inappropriate for kids? What was that? That was supposed to be a joke. What was that?
I think that the trailer could possibly cause seizures. That's why they were telling you it was inappropriate for kids.
Yep. All right, guys, I'll put a poll in the live chat. Do you think Space Invaders Infinity Gene is a win for iArcade? What I noticed, I saw a couple people in the comments saying that that this is the kind of game that they want iArcade to go after, right? And in my opinion, this is what I've been talking about over the last year, right? Like if I want to play Pac-Man and Bandai Namco games, if I want to play, a lot of these other stuff, like buy an Arcade1Up or use a multicade, AtGames, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like iArcade is supposed to be
one.
Right. iArcade is supposed to be an arcade console. And yeah, they have people who maybe the iArcade is the only arcade in their home. So them having access to the old retro games gets them excited, like Space Invaders, right?
Wow, PDubs, I can't believe you suggested somebody go get an Arcade1Up when you could clearly just go and get a Micro Center card and an Xbox Series S and play every game that way. It's like you're trying to take advantage of the gaming community.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they always have to fulfill two appetites. This is the one that excites me the most with iArcade. This is the kind of stuff I want to see on the iArcade. Games like this. I would love to see the Atari Recharge series on iArcade. I don't want to see old-ass Tempest on the iArcade. I want to see Tempest Recharge. Does that make sense? That's the kind of stuff I want to see on the iArcade. I think that's what would make them different in this space. Go ahead.
I did an episode of Chill and Chat there a couple of weeks ago talking about complementary products with other things in the home arcade space, and it's great that iArcade can bring these classic games out. I'm glad people are getting that want that from the iArcade. But where I really see a market is doing stuff like, and Restalgia was the one who led me on to this originally, and I never agreed with them at first, but it makes total sense now. It's these unique, interesting games like Space Invaders, Infinity Gem, like something like a Hollow Knight, something like I finally took your advice and downloaded Oddmar the other night, and I'm finally playing that on iArcade.
It's fun.
It's great.
That's like
Oddmar,
a
I want to see.
I've been telling everybody for a year, Oddmar is still my favorite game on the iArcade. It's still my favorite, and it's not even an arcade game.
No, it's a mobile app, man.
But it plays wonderfully on the iArcade. You get a great arcade experience out of it. Go ahead.
This is how I think they need to differentiate themselves. I mean, it's a very flooded market. Arcade1Up makes it hard to exist because they have access to all the licenses, like basically tyrannical access to the licenses. So it's hard for you to build your own identity, and I think you do it on games like Space Invaders, Infinity Gene.
Well, and the other thing is that if they don't, they out of the gate had the hardware to do more advanced games, but the longer they wait, the less of a competitive advantage they have, because now you've got Arcade1Up coming out with more advanced games. You've got Marvel vs. Capcom 2 coming out. There's going to be what's that? The other one that they said that they're releasing. Oh, they haven't said, but NFL Blitz. We all know that one's coming. I think there's another shooting game as well that's slightly more advanced. What is that one, Mike? Help me out here. The next shooting title that everyone was talking about
for Arcade1Up.
Yeah, please.
Time Crisis.
Time Crisis. Thank you. So, like, those games, they're not as advanced, or you don't necessarily need as advanced hardware as the iArcade has to run them, but it's obvious that they are moving in that direction. So iArcade really needs to close the gap here, start pumping out some more advanced titles, some more modern retro games. And I just think that could be a major lost opportunity for them if they keep letting it slip out of their fingers.
I agree, my friend. I agree. So taking a look here too. Also, if you own an iArcade, guys, let me put this on the screen really quickly. Make sure you turn on your system, update to the latest firmware update. They've added a favorites feature, and they've also improved the online connectivity. Global leaderboards 2.0 has been added. So now I think they show up to 100 of the high scores plus where you are in the leaderboards versus just the top 30 is all you see. If you have a gold edition cabinet or a gold edition cabinet on the way, there's some additional options to turn the marquee on and off via toggle switch on the user interface, etc. And then, of course, a whole bunch of, back end stuff, stuff that is like, all the behind the scenes stuff. But take a look here. They did add Mike. I love Knuckle Bash, baby. Knuckle Bash is now online enabled. You hate Knuckle Bash. I always like the weird shit. Mike, he just it's AAA or bust for Mike, apparently.
That's not the case. I downloaded Knuckle Bash because you and Michael Graybeck said, "Oh man, it's so interesting. You're gonna love it." And I was like,
I love Knuckle Bash.
I love every beat 'em up, but I'm not big on Knuckle Bash.
I like Knuckle Bash. I think it's hilarious fun. It's like a bunch of wrestlers in Vegas. You know what I mean? Dressed as Elvis Presley and stuff. But anyway, so you got more online games, but that's what's going on with iArcade this week. We'll have to see how Infinity Gene plays out next week. I took a poll in the live chat. I said, "Hey, is this a win for iArcade?" And over 50% of the audience said yes. They think that Infinity Gene is going to be a win for iArcade. So thanks so much for participating in that poll. Carl, I am so glad you're back, man. You know what? Now that you're back, we're going to get more drive-through skits, right? More drive-through. You're going to be ready. We didn't want to put any pressure on Carl his first week back, but it's going to happen, right, baby?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
Carl, you look like you've lost some weight too, brother. You've been outside.
Nah.
Yeah, it's just a shirt, I guess.
No. What happened is I put on weight and it makes him look skinnier. So that's why. So you're welcome, Carl.
You gonna drive up to Chicago, come visit us? Do you know about that yet? I know you turn off our group chat.
I do, because you guys talk like a million text messages.
Like a bunch of
that's mostly Restalgia.
Like yeah, sharing all kinds of weird leaks, all kinds of weird. All right, so do us a favor, guys. We got to pivot over. We got to talk about something real quick. Friend of the show, Glenn's Retro Show. He's got something cooking up his sleeves, and I think he's been in our live chat tonight. Hopefully, he's still in our live chat. Glenn, are you here? Guys, do us a favor on Friday nights. Make sure you tune in to Game Days live on the Tech Buzz channel. Plus, they also post the replays over on She Lion Gaming, Bill's Retro Gaming Show, as well as Glenn's Retro Show. God, can you imagine if they got into a WWF type match, battle of the retro shows, Bill versus Glenn? It would be epic. But make sure you guys tune into that show. They come on 1 hour before us on Friday nights. We love those guys. And Glenn shared some big news today. And if you like GRS stuff, he's like, okay, and don't worry, guys, I'm going to pull this up so you can see it. Okay, the cat's out of the bag. The GRS game console's being revealed this Saturday at the Old School Gamer magazine booth at the Long Island Gaming Expo. And let's take a look here at what Glenn has got up his sleeves. He put this on here. It's going to be called a Build-A-Cade. Do-it-yourself 1/6 scale arcade kit. Runs on a Raspberry Pi 3 or 4. Joystick button options, different control panel options, play your favorite games. This kind of reminds me of that Kickstarter product that was going around recently. A couple guys like Console Kits did reviews on it. What was that? The Repro Arcade or something? Do you guys remember what that was? The one that was
it called?
Yeah, the one that was red, white, and blue. It kind of looked
Yep.
like an old MVSX, old Neo Geo cab. I'm sorry. This kind of reminds me of the same kind of project, right? A do-it-yourself arcade running off a Raspberry Pi. Glenn's Retro Show is here. Now, Glenn, I was going to invite you on the show, but I know you had to do your own show. I would love for you to talk about your own product. Maybe we can get Glenn on next week, especially closer to release. But I'm very excited for this, guys. What do you guys think about this coming soon from Glenn? Glenn seems pretty hyped about it. Restalgia, what are your thoughts, man? You love emulation like I do. What do you think, buddy?
I think this is a really cool thing. Right now, there's not a ton in this size, in this market space, that allows you to really have the flexibility to play whatever you want on it. So I think this is it fits into a really nice little gap in the marketplace. And if it's anything like any of Glenn's other products, we know it's going to be built really well. The controllers will be responsive. The screen quality is going to be good, and it's going to be well designed. So in terms of my excitement, I'm stoked. Glenn, if this is going to be available somehow in Canada, I will be making a purchase. I will be getting one. So definitely want to support you in this. I think what you're doing is pretty amazing.
Yep. Console Kits and several other people, it's monitor gate every time a new product's announced. They want to know, is this going to have an IPS screen, Glenn? What kind of screen is this going to have? Let us know in the live chat.
Doesn't it?
Oh, it does. It says,
look at that. 4.3 inch vertical IPS.
4.3 vertical IPS screen, baby.
4.3. Except for Console Kits. He's going to make a special one that's a 5:4 aspect ratio and send that to him.
5:4.
Is it a
5:4 TN?
Okay, so when it comes to that, God, what is the name of it? The Revocade, the Repocade, whichever one that a bunch of guys were doing Kickstarter ones on that. Like, I think that's cool, especially because it's a much larger product with swappable control decks and stuff like that. But this looks to me more like an arcade. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense? Whereas the other one, it's kind of different. You know what I mean?
So originally, the screen was actually supposed to rotate, but actually, Glenn got a slap order from AtGames because their rotation mechanic was patent pending.
Patent pending rotation mechanic. I love how they released theirs, and then like 2 months later, Taito, who's a partner of AtGames, released the mini console with the rotating screen, which I never bought, only because I personally thought it was way too expensive. And I own almost every mini arcade console, but I think it was the
crazy expensive.
It was the most expensive one, wasn't it? Restalgia, like
100%. I think it was like $300.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. As much as I love those Taito games. I could not do it. Even with the
I love them $300.
Yeah.
Well, Glenn's here. If you pull that image back up, the monitor does not actually look like a 4:3 aspect ratio. It does look like a 16:9. Is that what it is, or is Glenn planning to put something in that's a 4:3 aspect ratio, or is that undecided as of right now?
I don't know. We'll have to see if Glenn can answer that question in the live chat. But very excited. It
appears in the photo to me that looks like a 16:9 monitor, or I guess display. I'll call it an IPS display.
Glenn, instead of a Raspberry Pi 4, can I put the Legends Connect in there?
Oh man, you're so funny. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool stuff there. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I definitely like it. You know, I'm a vertical guy. So anytime a new vertical cap comes out, I'm all for it. It seems kind of small for me. I mean, 4.3 inches?
4.3 inch, yep.
I mean, I would love for it to be the size.
4.3 inches is pretty big for some guys, Carl. Let's be nice.
Nice. Come on here now.
But I would rather it be the size of my Pac-Man. I mean, but let me get with our boy and see if it's playable. Again, I'm all for any new edition thing. And Glenn's a good guy. He wouldn't put it out if it's not quality stuff. So I can't wait to see what it turns out to be.
So, Carl, you got to remember it's a 1/6 scale, so they're not that big.
Right.
They're pretty small.
Right. Yeah, it's about the size of my cup. It sounds like.
Oh, look at Glenn dropping in all the leaks on this new product. While being honest, Raspberry Pis and 3 or 4 hard to come by. They're looking at including their own custom designed single board computer. We're hoping to keep the price for that. Ooh.
Yeah, he actually announced that on Twitter earlier today because Cool Toy retweeted his original post and said, someone's finally going to make me buy a Raspberry Pi. And Glenn was like, not so fast, buddy.
Well, the problem with the Raspberry Pi right now is that they are going to cost more than Glenn's whole devices. A Raspberry Pi right now is like $150. It's absurd to try to get your hands on one.
But the good news is we should be able to get the ROMs from Cool Toy if we're lucky.
That's correct.
That is correct. We should be able to get the ROMs from Cool Toy. All right, guys, let's pivot over. We want to talk about New Wave Toys. That's right, New Wave Toys. Real quickly, I'm excited about this myself personally. The Food Fight Atari cabinet. I hope you guys were paying attention. I hope you guys were paying attention to your emails because guess what, guys? At like 9 o'clock this morning, the early bird sale ended. I believe which is funny because it's still on their website, but per the email they sent out, I think it was at like 6 a.m. Where you could use like that $20 off coupon. You could get these for $119. I think they're still $139. But if you're interested in their Coke machine or the little Food Fight cabinet, you guys definitely want to get them before they turn off pre-orders completely. What I saw that was really cool is they sent out an email, and I wanted to share this with people because I actually read emails like this that people send. So this is just some screenshots from the email that they sent out. So Jonathan Hurd, who actually created this game, has been collaborating hardcore with them to make sure the game is, as accurate as possible upon release. So this is really cool to see. Plus, they included some photos. But wait till we get to the next one here. Let me adjust here. I got super hyped when I saw this. So they shared this. Guys, what is this? This is his original game design. This is like what happens when like people like are sitting in a Denny's with a napkin and they come up with something amazing, right? You know what I mean? This guy takes a couple scraps of notebook paper and says, "This is my food fight game proposal." And take a look at that artwork. That's the kind of artwork I can do, stick figures. And then think about it, guys. You go from this to an actual product that was released in, and not only was it released, it was also, they also had it in grocery stores, like as a campaign. Take a look at this old photo of this food fight cabinet inside of a grocery store in the food section. I thought this was a wonderful email that New Wave Toys sent out. Hopefully you guys saw this email. Like I love this. I thought this was really cool. What do you think about this, Carl? Was this a nice touch?
Yeah, I got the same email. I really enjoyed the. I'm not familiar with the Food Fight franchise or that game, but I'm definitely interested. This is pretty cool to have any bit of history related to the product. Have you guys played Food Fight? I mean, is that the game that you guys played?
Never on a real arcade, only via like emulation devices, hack builds, you know what I mean? But this should be fun. This should be fun. And I like how someone said we should have a real food fight on the show. It's kind of hard when we're in different states. But we can work it out. Speaking of which,
we're not having one at White Castle. If you get me banned from White Castle, I'm gonna lose my friggin' mind.
We're going to White Castle in just a couple of weeks. We might end up, while we're at White Castle, we might end up having a food fight there, Mike. That would be great. Carl, speaking of which, now that you're back in the action, man, you want to drive down and meet us in Chicago in a couple of weeks? We're all going to be there except the furry for real Restalgia.
If Restalgia's not going, I may not show up. But what's the date? We have a date?
Yeah, September 9th and 10th, brother.
9th and 10th. It's like I just took that off or something. Is that a weekend?
Yep.
9th and 10th. Yeah, I would do everything in my power to make that happen. It's like I just took it.
Yeah, boy.
So I did pre-order the food fight cabinet. I did not pre-order the Coke machine because it's Coke. It's not Pepsi. So I'll pre-order the Pepsi machine from Numbskull because they know what real soda tastes like. So there you go.
Gross. You live in the United States and you do not prefer Coke over Pepsi. So you like disgusting sugar water over rich molassesy, syrupy Coca-Cola goodness.
How do you like Coke, man?
Because everyone but you likes Coke, PDubs.
Oh, really? And I'm sure Pepsi's been around for 100 damn years, and
they've been the best number 2 company for a very long time.
Speaking of that, I remember when I started my channel, I was like, all these guys get on air and they pretend they're the freaking best at what they do. Do you guys remember when I first did my channel for a while there, when I did a news video, I would be like, I'm your number 2 source of gaming news. I did that for like 4 or 5 months. And then people would comment on my videos and be like, if you're number 2, who's number 1? I was like, you tell me. I was like, all I know is I'm number 2. It was so funny back then. I remember doing that a lot. That was pretty funny. All right. We got to talk about Arcade1Up, MichaelB's favorite part of the show.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's do it. Shit. I forgot what I was doing. Oh, yeah, here you go. Wrong one! All right, so
hold on, wait, hold on. We got
what?
There's a comment
question
specifically for Canadians. Yeah,
Zero Hero. Who does number 2 work for? Nice, Austin Powers quote.
Nope,
is
just
that the
above
question?
it. Just
no,
above.
Brad from Bird. Hey, Canadians. There you go.
Okay. Oh,
Mike, do you want to try?
Yeah, I want to hear this. Let's do it.
Decals.
That's how I pronounce it too.
Decals.
Did
you guys have to take your time and slowly say the word?
No. He expected us to pronounce it decals or something.
Yeah.
Like some weird French accent. Decals.
You guys maybe
you have to tell us in the comment section what the heck you were expecting.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, my dudes, let's get back on track. So, MichaelB, this is your spot, baby. Tell me what the heck Arcade1Up has got on their sleeves for Monday. And I'm going to put a poll in the live chat while you're getting that going.
You can't really ask me because I think I know. I actually know. So I'm not going to comment.
Do you think you know or do you know? It's one or the other.
It's one of those things, man, where I know, but I'm not 1,000% sure. So I can't say. But they're going to be in.
We know what it's not.
What's that?
It's not a Pepsi machine.
No, it's not a Pepsi machine because Pepsi is dirty sugar water.
Exactly.
Well, everyone is suspecting that they're going to announce or reveal a new cabinet on Monday. So I just put a poll in the live chat. Some of the 4 top front runners that I see possibilities are NFL Blitz, because the NFL season's just starting. Had some
I
football
don't think
games.
so. Shaq is not
But-
going to be on
Yeah,
the show.
yeah. Shaq's not going to be there. I don't think it's NFL Blitz. I'll tell you my vote soon. NFL Blitz, we know that they have a Sonic cab in the works. Time Crisis, Track and Field. Whatever happened to Track and Field, right? It's been hidden. And if I could put Double Dragon, I would, because that was another cab that was leaked a long time ago. But I could only fit 4 options on the YouTube polls. Let me know what you guys think. So far, NFL Blitz is running away with it. Guys, I'm thinking Sonic Cab. That's what I'm thinking.
You're wrong.
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 I'm thinking Sonic Cab.
It's Time Crisis.
You're
It's
thinking
clear-
time
It's
Crisis?
It's just Time Crisis.
clearly it's Tapper.
Who's going to play track and field?
Yeah.
You know our hands ache now. We can't be banging on those.
Zohar, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. I will say this: I wouldn't take any time off from work to watch the show.
Thanks for the super chat, Zohar. It would be funny if it was Daytona. Yeah, that's why I put Sonic and Track and Field in there, because your 2 obvious choices are Blitz or Time Crisis, right? Both of those games were confirmed in the GameFly leaks. Odds are they might want to get the pre-orders going for those cabinets before the end of the year, right? So there's a good chance it's Blitz or Time Crisis, but you never know. Sometimes these companies like to surprise us. If it was me, I would do the old switcheroo, and I would reveal Sonic or Track and Field, and then wait another week or 2 until the official start of football to announce NFL Blitz. Go ahead, my friend.
Well, they did that there a couple of years ago when we were heading into CES. There were rumors everywhere that they were going to announce a Simpsons cab, and then when CES hit, they actually announced X-Men instead of Simpsons, and completely caught everybody off guard. No one knew X-Men was coming. We all thought it was Simpsons. So again, like I said, I think I know, but I could be wrong.
Could that have been like a last minute swap just because of all the rumors?
100%.
Carl, if since you haven't been on the show in a couple weeks since the NFL Blitz cab, the photos and stuff were being leaked out, what do you think about that, man? Was NFL Blitz ever your game, baby?
No. It's one of those games that I think that's when they started demanding dollars to play, and I couldn't afford to play any games with dollars. So no, it was a game I always liked. I would sit there and watch other people play it. When I had time. I was married at 18 and I had a kid at 21. I was too busy for all that. I was in Chuck E. Cheese by that time. So,
hey, I had a kid. I had a kid at that age too, Carl. Sometimes we just get really excited.
But yeah, it's a game I really like. I would love to see that game come out, but it's not one I have a whole lot of experience with. But I have played it.
Ezekiel, the Chicago Ranger, gave us a $5 donation, says he's hoping it's Sonic 2. We all know Blitz is coming either way. Yes, it's preseason football, but is preseason like the time to announce Blitz? I think it would be like regular season kickoff is when
I don't think it matters, PDubs, because they didn't announce it during the Super Bowl, so does it really matter what time they do it?
Yeah, but maybe the cabinet wasn't even ready from a design point of view back during then. You know what I mean? Compared to the renders that we have leaked out now. So I'm thinking the actual kickoff of this, like the official regular season. That's what I'm thinking. No one gives a shit about the preseason.
Well, they haven't really been releasing, like officially announcing like games that you couldn't, let's say, pre-order or purchase within the next 30 or 60 days. Like everything at this point, they're not like promoting something and then you don't see it for 6 months anymore. Everything is like when they have it ready to go, that's when they're promoting it. So who knows?
I think companies have gotten smart over the course of the last year. They're hesitant to put out stuff with long windows from when they're ready. I mean, we see it on the AtGame side. People are pissed off about like the quad control deck, about the driving cab, other shit like that. So, companies are getting smart now. Put it out. The announcement, there's still hotness by the time the pre-order hits, so that keeps the momentum going, and they're going to move more units that way. If there's a long delay, maybe people's initial shock and excitement wears off and you don't get as many pre-orders.
Okay. There's a lot of people putting in Sega Bass Fishing. Nooner said that Tempest Countercade that we saw at their Miami store, you never know. That could be the one. That would be
But
interesting.
is that a
Crystal
special
Castles.
announcement?
You know what's funny too is if you read their video description on their, because this will be broadcast on Arcade1Up's YouTube channel. They did say it's big, is all we're gonna say. So is it going to be an XL Pro type cabinet, Mike?
Someone said in the chat earlier, maybe they're going to announce the cancellation of Killer Instinct, which is the stupidest rumor ever. And the people that are just going with that,
I don't
So
think they would
anyways.
hype that up.
no, obviously it's not KI cancellation. I don't know what's happening with the Pro line or the XL line right now. I don't know if there's any more cabs. When we watched that video, when B was meeting with Arcade1Up at the Shack announcement, I can't remember if it was on our show or if the one he did afterwards, but Arcade1Up was very open with telling B that there's only 2 of these coming this year, and they were both sports titles. So I think for the XL line, all we're going to see this year was NBA Jam and Golden Tee. So we got everything in the XL line we were going to get this year. And then in terms of Pro, I think they announced KI a little bit too early. Like I thought the KI announcement was a nightmare, because why would you announce a Pro line before your original 3/4 line even came out? You bastardized the sales for the 3/4 line, and you don't have any sales data to tell whether or not you'd even be able to sell a Pro line. So it was so weird. So
They also, like you said, they bastardized the sales, and then they didn't even deliver the XL. So like, there's just a bunch of people who would have bought it that just aren't. They still have their money in their pocket.
yeah, exactly.
It's so stupid.
Yeah,
Let's catch up on these donations, guys. Console Fanboy,
super chats,
$2.
not donations. We don't write out receipts afterwards.
Yeah, or whatever. iArcade, $1.90. Oh shit. You got me all off track now. $1.99 from the Console Fanboy. Subscribe, baby. Oh man, I suck at that. iArcade and 1UP collaboration announcement. Most unlikely. Most unlikely, my friend. You just threw away $2 with that. But we appreciate it. $4.99 from Video Tau 008. When restaurant doesn't have Coke, come on, it's America. Love it. Dirty sugar water, exactly. PDubs, get some taste buds, man. Wow. Do people really hate Pepsi that much? It's almost like Arcade1Up versus AtGames.
PDubs,
You know what I'm
you're
saying?
missing. You're wrong. See, this is the problem. You're wrong about this. People don't
Can you
hate
stay on
Pepsi.
topic? Let's
No, but hold on.
We're
I'm
talking
just
Arcade1Up.
I know. People don't hate Pepsi. Pepsi's just inferior to Coke. That's all it is.
I'm disappointed that Michael B hasn't called you a piece of shit yet this week. I've been
I'm
waiting
not
all
wrong
night.
today.
I've been waiting all night, and it hasn't happened yet.
It's not going to happen.
But I'm about to call you a piece of shit for insulting Pepsi. But before we do, Carl, what do you think, brother?
Well, I think when I go to a restaurant and I ask for a Coke and they say, "Will Pepsi do?" I'll say, "No, just give me water."
Dirty water, dirty sugar water. Just take some water out of the soap bucket and put some
Yeah.
Pepsi,
Oh my
sugar
God.
in it. We're good.
Stick your foot in it for me, please. Pepsi. Stop
Oh,
playing with
you
me.
guys are so funny. Oh, you guys are so screwed next week. I just got a great idea. All right, let's keep going. Arcade1Up leak. So here's the straight up facts, guys. Michael B, co-chairman and treasurer of the Arcade1Up Illuminati, knows what the reveal is, so he can't say it. I obviously have no clue what it is. I'm not on Arcade1Up's secret Facebook Messenger list. Restalgia, you're not on that list either, so we're kind of like, dead to rights here. We have no idea what's going on while all the other guys are all snickering. We know something you don't know. We know something you don't know. What do you think we can do to get it out of Michael B? What can we promise him to bribe him to get him to give us some kind of hint? You think we could do anything here, Restalgia, to make this
I
happen?
don't think so. I don't know. Maybe.
Is
Let
he
me
a
think for
vault?
second.
Is he a vault?
He might be. You can open any vault can be open though.
All right, guys. The poll in the live chat was overwhelmingly in favor. Everyone thinks it's going to be NFL Blitz. I just think it might be too soon, and I'll be happy to be wrong. Keep that in mind, guys. Be happy to be wrong. If they do announce Blitz on Monday, go ahead.
I don't think it's going to be Blitz.
I think it's Robotron.
I think if Blitz was being announced, it's Robotron. I think if Blitz was being announced, they would announce Blitz in a major way.
Oh, White Castle. So yeah, speaking of which, guys, if you're not familiar, iArcade's Game and Brew Night is just a few weeks away, and myself, Michael B, Console Kits, 19K Fox, Kongs R Us, Rascal, MCAP, Mike of all trades, and Michael B the Game Genie, also called is it Moist? Is that it? Mike
Moist.
of some trades? Most?
Most.
Most. Mike of
Most.
some trades.
Mike of some
Are all
trades.
we're heading to King Creole, Gunther, No Quarter. There's a whole bunch of us who are going to be going, and the Galloping Ghost is going to be great. White Castle until those sliders tear us up.
Yeah, so
It's
there
gonna
might
be
be
ridiculous.
a slight change of schedule. I know Michael from iArcade wants to do the free play arcade the first night, and then do Galloping Ghost the day that we're actually going to iArcade later. So we'll have to talk about that.
Really?
Yeah, he wants to do free play the night before, and then Galloping Ghosts like the next night, the next day. So
All right. Well, we got to iron that out. We got a couple weeks to iron it out.
we have to
Ezekiel-
iron that out.
We have to iron. That's great. Ezekiel, $2. Where's the group to organize this trip? Michael B, you organized it. Where'd you put it?
It's a Facebook what is it, event page. You just go on Facebook,
Awesome.
and I've got it up. I've got it somewhere. I don't know. I'll
Brooklyn-
post it somewhere.
Brooklyn Menace is going to be there as well. Guys, make sure you check out Brooklyn Menace's channel. I've been becoming a really big fan of his live streams as of late. He's doing a great job putting on the Friday night iArcade show. He actually goes on later after we do. So if you guys are interested in iArcade online gaming, and you guys are like, I got nobody to play, there's nobody online, go watch that show. There'll be somebody online that you can play with. There you guys go.
Is this the after work lobby happy hour for iArcade?
No, I guess it is. Oh, those poor Arcade Net shows. Whew. All right, cool. So what is Michael B? Why does he keep looking up? Michael B, is there something on your ceiling or what's going on, man?
He's being held hostage. John D is standing in front of his computer,
This
pointing
cat's
a
on
gun
the
at him,
ceiling,
saying, "If
making a
you
drop
say
a bomb."
anything about what the announcement's going to be,
No, it's
Hang
not.
on.
It's not like that.
Is the cat up there?
I was really convincing Mike. No,
Ooh,
No,
Cubs are in
it's
town
not.
that weekend too. Get out of town, bird.
So
Yeah, I love baseball. Every time I travel, I usually try to go to like a baseball stadium. I don't know if there'll be time for that though, because we're trying to
Yeah.
get to the Bears game.
I mean, we were also going to go to Home Depot and Bed Bath and Beyond, but I just don't know if there's going to be enough time.
we'll
for
get
us
to
get
Bed
there.
Bath, but I don't know if we'll make it to
Yeah.
Beyond.
But yeah, I
don't
mean,
like
we were
those
really.
Chicago style hot dogs and all them PDubs.
Oh,
I
yeah.
gotta have that.
Oh, I'm gonna, if I can get Michael, White Castle, Lou Malnati's, Giordano's, and Portillo's all within a 4-day weekend, he's gonna be pooping his way home to Canada. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm gonna have some gas, and we're all sleeping in the
Yep.
same bed that night. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm so glad I'm not coming.
Oh, Restalgia, shut up. You know you want to be middle spoon. Come on.
Nostalgia, just get to the border. I'll get you the rest of the way.
Oh my god! So Restalgia, am I allowed to share the clip? Restalgia, would you find it offensive when you said this is why Michael B doesn't want to travel with me on an airplane? Am I allowed to show that?
Yeah, you
No,
probably
don't-
shouldn't.
don't-
Yeah, you
don't.
probably shouldn't share that.
So we were laughing that Mike and Restalgia, the guys, they fight like girls behind the scenes too on Facebook Messenger. And Mike Restalgia said, I know why Mike doesn't want me to go. He doesn't want to travel with me on an airplane. He sent us a video clip. It was probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Oh, I wish I could. It's a clip from a movie. Woo! And it was terrible. It was terrible, Restalgia. You shouldn't have done that. You should
I didn't share that. Mike shared it.
You shouldn't have done that. It was too much. But it's White Castle related. If you guys need a hint of that clip, it was terrible. It was so bad. Oh my god. But yeah, we're hoping to go to a Bears game or Cubs game. We'll figure it out. But Galloping Ghost and iArcade is the goal that week, and it should be a lot of fun. And we'll live stream some of it. And I know there's a lot of viewers who said they're going as well. Hopefully, we'll run into you guys there.
I mean,
as well.
screw it, man. If there's other arcades and shit we can get to too, I'm willing to do that as well. I'd like to pack as much arcade and snuggling into the strip as humanly possible.
Okay, good. All right, Mike, anything else going on with Arcade1Up? Did we get it all? There's not really, I mean, all their big news was
Yeah, no. I don't know. I think we might have talked about it last week. You did a really good video on it. I think it was last Friday when they made the announcement. But it was, what was it?
Online Kate? Is it
No.
Kate?
It was the NFL Blitz. They actually leaked the picture of what the cab would look like, potentially.
Who did that?
Yeah, we talked about that last week. We talked about the NFL.
Yeah, I just didn't know if Carl had seen it. I wanted Carl to get a look at it. If you have it
I
available,
haven't. Was
yeah,
it
you gotta
Lobby
remember
Kate?
Carl wasn't here.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well, there's a leaked image out there of what the NFL Blitz cab is going to look like, and I wanted to get your opinion and what you thought of it.
Okay.
yeah. Hang on one second. So, guys, this is for our good buddy Carl, who's been out of action. Carl, what do you think? NFL Blitz custom design artwork cabinet.
Fucking
And guys-
Green Bay. That's all I gotta say.
What did he say?
Fucking Green Bay.
I said the same
Hey,
thing. when
that's
I
the
saw Brett Favre.
gunslinger. You watch your tongue around Brett Favre.
Look, man.
Brett Favre's a-
That's enemy territory here in Detroit.
I will
I
say
hate the cabinet. It sucks.
I will say, if this is real, this would be the fourth cabinet in a row Arcade1Up have released that doesn't have arcade accurate artwork on it.
Speaking of which, as a Bears fan, when Brett Favre was wrapping up and we were like, oh, finally, he's gone. We're finally going to have a chance to beat this goddamn team. And then
Aaron
they bring
Rodgers,
in
baby.
Aaron Rodgers for the
Yeah.
last 2 decades. But you know what? I take solace in the fact knowing that our Bears might suck, but at least our quarterback doesn't show up to training camp looking like Cameron Poe from Con Air. Did you see the Aaron Rodgers? Did you see what he looked like?
How many Super Bowls
What a
have the Bears,
douche!
how many Super Bowls have the Bears won since
I
Brett
don't
Favre
care.
and Aaron Rodgers?
I don't care how many rings and trophies you got. You don't dress like a tool. Did you see what he looked like?
He
like
looked
Cameron
awesome.
Poe.
That was the funniest thing I had ever seen in my entire life.
He looked like Cameron Poe from
Yes,
Con Air.
he did it intentionally, obviously, because he's hilarious.
But Carl, what are your impressions?
No,
again
but
of
the
this
cabinet looked. That
Yeah.
cabinet looks nice. That looks really nice. Yeah, I would like that. I mean, if it don't have the lions on it, you can't have all losers on it.
The poor Lions, right? I mean, what is it? Matt Stafford had to go to a different team after 12 years just to win a championship.
Yep, and we all felt like we won something finally. We were happy for him. Yeah, that guy was great.
What a tool!
Everybody thought it was hilarious. You're the only person. You were sitting there in your jorts eating cheese puffs going like, what an idiot.
Maybe he wants to be the Thor 2 next year.
He did want to be an actor. Like there's a long history of that.
Look at this freaking diva. All right, cool. Sorry, I'm a Bears fan, so we trash the Packers is what we do.
The Bears.
The Bears. All right, guys. We actually made our 1 hour time limit this weekend, guys. We got through everything. Do us a favor. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight's podcast show. Leave us your comments, feedback, reactions below. If you enjoyed the replay, subscribe to all our solo channels. Carl's back. Everyone get hyped. Next week is going to be epic. That's all I got to say. We got some big surprises in store for you for next week. And Carl, whenever you're ready, man, do it, baby. They've been waiting for you to send them on their way.
All right, was Restalgia doing that when I was gone? Did he?
Dubs.
Yeah,
Dubs was.
well, and I was doing it terribly. I don't have your magic, baby. I don't have your magic.
All right,
think
guys. Hey,
anyone
you know, we love you, man. We appreciate you. Friday night is not the same without you guys. We appreciate you. And until next time, we'll see you on the web.
Hey, can you, Mike? We can't. You have to call him a piece of shit.
I didn't do anything shit-worthy today.
Not even one.
Season
Sad.
2, baby.
Okay, Mike.
Oh, he just said it when we were off air. He just said it. He said it when we were off air. Didn't you?
No, he didn't. Michael B is on Team Restalgia tonight, bud.
This is
Accept your apology,
Who are you?
you piece.